one of the features of reality, as the Buddhists like to teach, is impermanence. That means reality is fluid and nothing is permanent. It's always changing. In fact, the only permanent thing is impermanence itself, we might say. Bit of a paradox there. But anyways, so forms is like you're in the middle of a sea of shifting forms all the time. So you see, the problem is that if you get attached to something, if you develop a bias for one thing, you're effectively, like I said before, you're trying to freeze reality, which means you're trying to go against impermanence. But since everything is impermanent, that's a recipe for hell, because your happiness is contingent on permanence, and nothing in reality is permanent. Your children's not permanent. Your dog is not permanent. Your orgasm is not permanent. Your life is not permanent. Your youthful appearance is not permanent. You're not going to be pretty forever. So a lot of suffering comes from that, because you've set yourself in opposition to reality. You've set yourself up in an adversarial relationship with the highest truth, which is one of the facets of which is impermanence. All form is impermanent. So that's why this is so important in Buddhism. This is why spiritual teachers and ascetics have talked about surrendering attachments to the material world and not chasing pleasure or not getting too tied down with your relationships and your family and all this sort of stuff. They're called renunciants. Renunciation. You renounce the world. Why, what are you renouncing? You're renouncing attachment. And why are you renouncing attachment? For infinite love. Materialists think that, those ascetics and renunciants and monks, they're so stupid, renouncing all the material pleasures in life. Like, why are they doing all that? They're doing it for some sort of stupid, moralistic, puritanical reason, ideological reason. No. I mean, some who are brainwashed are doing that, who are fundamentalists. Yeah, fundamentalist religious people do it for stupid reasons. But the true monk, the true yogi, the true renunciant, the true ascetic, he is renouncing all of that because he's so intelligent and wise that he sees in renouncing that, he's actually making the most counterintuitive and intelligent move to access infinite love. So the joke is on you, the materialist, who's clinging to all these things. See, you think you're clinging or chasing after orgasms. You think that having 100 orgasms is ever going to amount to something great, but it's not. Because nothing is going to match infinite love. The bliss you experience, the ecstasy you experience when you access infinite love, free of all biases and attachments, is literally infinite. It makes the pleasure of an orgasm seem like a candle flame next to the radiant sun. If an orgasm gives you the amount of light generated by a candle flame, infinite love that I'm talking about here, free of all bias, is like launching yourself into the middle of the sun. That's how much the pleasure differential is. But you're too scared to experience that much pleasure. It's literally so much pleasure, it'll kill you. And you're too attached to the candle flame. See, you're so empty. You're so spiritually bankrupt. It's like you're so blind that even to get a glimpse of a candle flame to you is so amazing. That's what your orgasm is. And you cling to that little candle flame, and it's like the one thing that keeps you going is that little bit of candle flame, because that's all the light you know how to get. Whereas the mystic and the ascetic and the monk and the renunciate and the yogi, they go straight for the sun. And you don't have the courage to do that. So you remain stuck with your candle flame. at least for this life. Here's another explanation of why the impermanence is operative here, is that the infinite mind needs to be able to dream without getting attached to its dreams. Otherwise, it can't dream forever. And what infinite mind is, what God is, here's another definition of God, is that it's an infinite dreamer, an infinite dream. How can you have an infinite dream if it's frozen? It has to be fluid. To dream every possible dream, you need to keep dreaming more and more and more forever, with no end. That means you can't get stuck on any one dream. It's sort of like if you have one movie, one favorite movie, you can keep looping that movie over and over and over and over again forever. This would be a very shallow experience of what film is. If you want to explore the entire domain of film, what you have to do is you have to keep playing new movies every single time. Don't watch any movie twice. In fact, this is a rule I've adopted in my life, is that I don't watch any movie twice anymore. I used to in the past. I don't. Now, if I watch a movie, it's only a new movie. I refuse to watch any movie I already watched. Why is that? For this reason, because I want to maximize the diversity of movies that I watch. Replace movies with dreams, and now you understand how God works. All attachments are finite and ultimately false because the highest truth is oneness and lack of difference. So again, I want to underscore, here's a technical definition of love. Love is the realization that all difference is imaginary. Write this down, tattoo it on your forehead. Probably don't take that last recommendation too seriously, but it's that important. The realization that all difference is imaginary, that is the definition of love. Now you might say, but Leo, if I had no biases, then wouldn't everything be neutral? No. Everything would be love. I can't really explain this to you in any logical way. But it wouldn't be neutral. It would be love. Love is not neutral. Love is an embrace of everything. It's a metaphysical self-embrace. Now also, don't make the mistake of thinking that love necessarily means you're going to be feeling blissful all the time, right? So love, metaphysical love that I'm talking about, transcends positive feelings and emotions. It can even include negative feelings and emotions too. It's an absolute. It transcends everything. It transcends and includes and incorporates and embraces everything. That's what true love is. So if your notion of absolute love doesn't include the pain of the feeling of torture, then it's not true love. So make sure that you don't just buy into some sort of new age hippie version of love, which is all positive rainbows and butterflies. That's not what I'm explaining to you here. So I want you to become a master at noticing bias, with the hope that you're going to clear up your perception over time and let go and surrender various kinds of biases, which will inch you closer to love.